Yo, so today is Tuesday, and the market it's been tough. We're approaching Cinco de Mayo. I hate it like it's fucking cancer. It just never has that advent flow uh, throughout throughout the Interium, right? It was the same thing last year. I was trading the Dow Jones at the time, and it was not fun, right? It was a different concept, but it seems like it's still going to persist in fucking up the account. So here's what the solution that I'm seeing currently. I'm seeing a couple things. One, the TOS is coming through a bit more effectively in terms of those defining those critical levels and having those levels hold, right? So if we're looking at it from a 15-minute perspective for a 15-minute analysis, you can see that we get the crossover here at 9:45, and liquidations are set all the way down here, 37.29, and as it stands right now, those levels are being respected. And if you had gotten in with the close of that candle there at 9:30, you could see that you would have the price would have appreciated at least 150%. I'm pretty sure it's more than that. It's probably 200%. But that's obviously that's in the window of what we're looking for. If we were to go down to the 5, unfortunately, we don't see that same sort of fortuity, right? We wouldn't have been able to find any candles of interest until about here. And so the crossover would have been a bit latent, and so liquidation would have been inevitable with this one candle. As you will always be able to observe, it's always one fucking candle, because these guys are playing dirty. I don't know what it is about Cinco de Mayo, but it's starting to look like the dirty 30 if you ask me, right? It was yesterday, I think it was somewhat similar. Yeah, it was a lot of chop. I could do an analysis on that as well, but this is only part of it, right? So we can see here that you got faked out by a single candle. Even if you do the rounding, there's just no way to sustain this, right? 37.76 down to, oh wait, I stand corrected, sorry. So you would have had 37.75 or 6, doesn't matter, versus 37.53. So you're assuming a bit more risk. You really are. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But fuck, I mean, that's the whole point, right? You want to sustain the trade. The trade needs to hold. And over on the MT4, it is not holding right now. Did that today and yesterday. So let's take a look at yesterday very quickly. All right, so we had pre-market structure like this, let's say. And then we had the 9:30 open with a call for the bears. Oh my god, man, it looks like a proper shit show. 37.3 up to 37.7. Jesus Christ. I already forgot the metrics here. Let me reaffirm. 75.5. Wow. I mean, you're really pulling teeth. This is really pulling teeth. But hey, I mean, if it improves the accuracy rating, obviously that's what matters. You know what I mean? That's all that matters. And so you would have went bearish on the open, and technically keys would have been sustained, right? Because it's always one, well, in this occasion it seems to be 2 candles that is inhibiting the profits. Otherwise it would have been a really nice trade. So this is an exceptional feat to overcome Cinco de Mayo. So I remember, obviously, I have the exact day in my mind. Out of last year, there was no time worse than around this time. There's also a lot of fundamentals at play that need to be accounted for. So that is not, a superfluous thing. But also, I want to do a cross-examination of the Aussie dollar as it stands, because over on the MT4, it did sustain today and yesterday for really exceptional profits over 200%. A perfect pullback. for a close of the candle in the liquidity zone, and yeah, just allowing for you to rip it back to previous lows or whatever, right? So for today, let's see. I hope the TOS doesn't have some sort of counter efficiency for the foreign exchange, but let's see what we find. So we have some lines defined here at 0.70565, and then we get a break, right? We get some breakage. We get some, this was yesterday, yeah? This is yesterday. All right, so we're looking for a play to the down. Fuck. No, we're looking for a play to the long. Man, you gotta love when it does that, right? When it becomes overwhelmingly ambiguous. All right, so we have keys here. Motherfucker. Oh, just my day. All right. Shit's hitting the fan, as I knew it would. All right, so we have. Definition there. And then you're gonna have the open somewhere in this vicinity. All right, let's say confirmation is given here. You got lows defined here. You would have gotten a pot from 5.7 up to 6.9, which is only 12 points. And then you would have had a confirmation to the down. All right, with lines all the way up here. So, that's a thing, right? That's something. You want to wait until you get back into the liquidity zone, yeah, and then you wanna fucking scale, all right? So it seems to be what I just said. It's counterintuitive on the foreign exchange. The MT4 gave a better analysis of opportunity than we're seeing here on the TOS, which really sucks. I would just love for one of the platforms to be superior across all the fronts, but it seems that may not be the case. So that was yesterday. Let's look at today. Seems like it'll be a bit easier. Some definition here. This is a green candle, so you'd use this candle, and then you'd wait for the open. If you wanted to make sure that there's no bull opportunities. All right, so we have some confluence here, right? This was a very interesting point of price over on the MT4 for me, because this could have easily been formulated as a order block, and if that had been the case, then this would have been a pretty nasty loss, but given the fact that it's not on either accounts, it's really good. So instead you would be looking for something around here at the earliest, and we don't get that, which is great, and instead we get a break here, entry here, SL set here, and that is currently running in profits rather well. And then we even had a following opportunity that I did not capitalize on because I am a clown, but it would have the entry would have been here perhaps at 13.55, and that is just looking great. We're at all-time lows for the day, from 9.7 down to 8.4, like 13 points, just about 100%, right? So what am I getting at? There must be some way that we can inhibit what we saw here yesterday. Must be some way to do it. I mean, these are valid prices. The price is valid there. Nope. All right, so that's going to be the assumption, right? The concluding thesis would be the equities work well on the American brokerages, and the foreign exchange works well on the MT4, right, on the international platform. That's not a ridiculous thing to say, right? It seems like that could be true. But yeah, so hey, that's where I stand right now. If you also go over to Ethereum back on the MT4, you can see this thing's actually printing. It's actually giving us profits. Like, holy shit. Look at that. Fuck. I should have got in, right? It seems to be moving very correlatively to the Aussie dollar. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy that that's a thing, right? Because the spread looks amazing. I think that's very quintessential for determining if you're gonna have a fun time trading it or not. If that spread starts to widen, then you put it on the back burner and try to find something else if there is anything else. But yeah, I mean, in the opening market, we had a very similar print to what we found on the Aussie, and then Tokyo. It was interesting, you know, it wasn't brilliant. We did get a fake out. And it was a bit of chop. So I'm not going to give it like 5 stars, alright? I'm not giving it 5 stars, but I just think there's still promise here. I think for the weekends, it'd be a great thing to trade. Maybe we reduce the leverage, okay? But, you know, just getting some skin in on this, I can't see it being a horrible idea. I think that's it. Oh, yeah, also going back over here, the 2-minute was pretty cool on the TQQQ price. $37.5, 37.32. Yeah, so let's see what the NDX is saying, because that's more of a direct reflection of the underlying security. Let's see how the rounding works over here. It's a totally different thing, right? So we have 930. We could say that this is the low here at 13. Yeah, it's going to be synonymous to fucking MT4. 13 down to 84. Not the same thing. Very different numbers. And there's no way you can round it to find it to be sustainable. Alright? So I don't think the 5 or the 15 is going to be any better. Confirmation for the down. Then you got confirmation for the long, which was also inaccurate. All right, I take that back. Let me reiterate it. I got structure here, 5-5, 4-0. Forget it. Forget it. You know, it's a shit show. It's a real shit show. I can't even formulate the words to express my discontent, because who wants to? I don't want to do that, right? I happen to run the cross examination of price by orders of magnitude is not fun, right? And it's not even that. Like, it seems to be like it's a derivative that I think is completely detached. So, no, it has to be some multiplication factor, but I'm talking too much. The overall thing is that it is only sustained here. The rounding's a bit wide, and it is questionable. But, excuse me. But, if we were to get in here at 10:45, and surprise, surprise, 13,000 flat, very psychological, we would have done 200%, like I said originally. So it deserves food's thought. If I want to keep it all rather simple, it would seem right now that it is a lot more, advantageous just to trade the Aussie. Of course, I don't enjoy constantly flip-flopping and changing my notions and beliefs and things like that, but I'm not doing anything far-fetched, right? It's not like I'm trading the US dollar versus the rand spot on Oanda, like it's nothing like that. It's just me trying to determine between the two best securities right now. Because they're both really great in their respected fields, but one of them has to be better than the other. And the original iteration that I had was on the 15-minute, right? It was on the 15-minute that I came across the breakout pattern, and it's just not as effective, I don't think. There's less opportunity, that's for sure. Right, your entry points are also shot as well. If you look here, you can see we have a lot of support, but when that market opens, your dick's in your fucking hand. You're still waiting for the trade. Where's the trade? There is no trade. You're still waiting. You understand? And so this is the hallmark of a good investor. Knowing these machinations as it presents itself on the chart. So we have 2000 Eastern time, which I think was at 8 o'clock. No, is it? Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. How do I feel about that? I feel great about that. That would have been a good time to get in. But if we go on to the 5, let's see if that was inhibited. If there was any misconceptions. Absolutely not. We had some structure here. We had a pop. We got in at 2005. Better R&R and all that. Go over to the MT4. I took this trade, so it is definitely also observable over here as well. Same timing, 5 minutes after the open. All right, the Aussie is looking great. I'm not gonna lie. I hate putting myself through this, but I'm gonna find a way. I'm doing at least 120. We've got gas prices up. Might have to do 150 or something. I don't know. But I'm about to put in some stupid money, because I no longer have the patience or time to wait. Nor need I. These trades are fucking exceptional. Look at this play to the down that I just... Look at that. Look at that pullback. You're not finding that pullback as frequently on the NAS 100, I don't think. Right? 9.8 versus 9.9. 9.6 down to 8.2. It's in there fucking 200%. Or sorry, 100%. But I think that's it. I think that's everything.